So, due to the nature of the application we're building today, we will be using Firebase and writing tests. Because of where I'm doing test-driven development, writing tests for Firebase for a project that uses a Firebase server is slightly different from writing tests for projects that use normal REST APIs, right? And I know most of you might be working with REST APIs. So in order to cover all of everything, right, I will first of all, before going to the main application, create a little application. We will create a little application using a fake HTTP server, a fake HTTP REST API, and then build a very short, just a one feature application around it. Alright, so basically with clean architecture, it's usually gonna be too much work anyways if your application is very little. So if you've maybe got only one or two features, you don't plan on expanding the application later on, then clean architecture might be too much, just it might be overkill for your application. But if your application is going to be industry standard, if it's going to production, if it's going to be a huge thing, right? It's not maybe just a little personal project that you're building, then yes, go ahead, use clean architecture. So for that reason, I'm going to create a little. For that reason, I'm going to create a little Flutter project. Next, DDD tutorial com.besttech. We're going to start off with an empty project. DDD tutorial, yes, create project offline, and then we create our project. The project started now. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go to mockapi.io. You can visit that. Mockapi.io, or you could just follow along the endpoints that they are going to create for me, or should work for you as well. So I'm not going to take down the endpoint or shut down the server. But then preferably, I think you should just do the same thing with me. It should be, we just have to do a few steps. So go to mockapi.io, log in, right? Once you log in, you can log in with a Google account. It should bring you in here with the project. We can start by creating a new project. Right, so let's go ahead and add a new project. I'm going to call this DDD tutorial API prefix. Let's just go with test API, right? So by name, we can create our API. That's done. So let's go ahead and add a new resource. For this, we're going to add users. So we're just going to simulate a simple login, or no, a simple, let's see, creating a user and fetching the user. Should we do users? No, do something different. Now let's just do users. Let's just create and fetch the users. So this is the schema. It has an ID, created that, name and avatar. Yeah. I think this is enough. And we can see over here, we can do a GET request. So when we're requesting for a particular user, we can do users / the user's ID. And when we want to create a user, we can post / users. So these are the two endpoints we'll be using. We'll be creating a user and also be fetching our user and displaying our user. Or no, let's fetch all users and display all users on the screen or something. So let's go ahead and do that then. So let's go ahead and hit create. This should create it for us. So you can actually drag this to generate fake users. So if I drag this, it will generate fake users for me, but I don't want that yet. I want us to